So good morning to everyone, and today we are going to deal one science topic, 8th class science, the basic of science and technology. What chapter we are going to study? You can see what chapter we are going to study. We are going to study the 9th chapter. We are going to study the 9th chapter, which names reproduction in animals. We are going to study reproduction in animals. Okay, so let's deal this chapter in detail. Okay. So reproduction in animals. It is given all the modes of reproduction: oviparous reproduction, viviparous reproduction, asexual reproduction, sexual reproduction. So it is given. Now we are going to study in detail this all. Okay. So what is chapter 9? Reproduction in animals. Various life processes such as nutrition, respiration, excretion, transportation, etc. help organism to survive. Okay, underline various life processes such as nutrition, respiration, excretion, transportation, etc. help organism to survive. Okay, so if we are not doing this all, we can't survive. Okay, so these help us to survive. Okay, that is why the name is called life processes, because the process of life, without this process we can't survive on the earth. Okay, and there is yet another vital life processes that does not help an organism to survive, but process that do not help an organism, it is essential for the continuation of its own kind in nature. So it is written that there is yet other vital life process that does not help an organism to survive, but it is essential for the continuous. Please underline, there is yet vital life processes that vital life processes. Okay, processes that does not help an organism to survive, but it is essential for the continuation of its own kind in nature. Okay, so some organisms, some living things that led no organism to survive. Example, the carnivorous animals. We can take the organism type animals. Okay, lion killed the deer. So deer is an organism and lion is also organism. So lion is not looking that deer to live in this earth. Okay, so he is killing the deer. Okay, that is only written. Some organisms, some living things do not let another organism to survive here. Okay, next, this process is known as reproduction. Reproduction is one of the most important categories of living organism. Okay, so what is reproduction? Okay, so reproduction means, what is reproduction? This reproduction means what I told now, that explain more about the reproduction. Okay, reproduction. So what is reproduction? One adult is that it lay eggs or give birth to the young ones. Okay, and that became big, that give to birth to young ones. So this is called reproduction. Okay, and the population is bigger. So that only. Okay, is the important categories of characteristics of the living organism. Okay, reproduction may be defined as the process by which living organism produce offspring, young ones. Okay, so I told that reproduction is the process while adults, the living organism, bring the young ones, okay, young ones to this earth, okay, mighty earth, okay. So this reproduction may be defined as the process by living organism produce offspring, young ones of their own kind. Okay, so sometimes you will see that the parents are of their only kind. Parents will like the parents will be like this, then their child will be like that only, how their parents are like that. So it is written that reproduction of their own reproduction may be defined as the process by which living organism produce offspring, young ones of their own kind, of their own kind. So please repeat. Reproduction may be defined as the process by which living organism produce offspring, young ones of their own kind. The process of reproduction helps. Okay, so next, the process of reproduction helps all living organisms to increase in number by producing young ones to their own kind. Okay. So I told that one adult will give birth to smaller babies. Okay, small babies it will. Then babies will grow, and it will become, the babies will become elder. Okay, adult. Then they will give birth to the young ones. Then they will become, and they will give. So this process only is called reproduction. Giving birth to the young ones, and young ones becoming adult, then giving birth to the another young ones. Okay, so this process is only called reproduction. Okay, this process is only called reproduction. Okay. So suppose this is adult. Okay, here is adult, this is adult, then it is giving birth to small one, then it is becoming big one, then it is giving birth to small one, then it is also becoming big and giving small. Okay, so that if this is giving birth to this one, it will be it like a parent only. How the parents are like, the babies will be like that only. So the reproduction, okay, so reproduction all will be like that, their parents only. Okay, and now, so let's go. The process of reproduction helps an organism to increase in number by producing young ones of their own kind. It also helps in the continuity of life on the earth. Okay, continuity means if the adult will not give birth to young ones, the producing young ones of their own kind, it also has in continuity will be not there. Okay, continuity will not there, and life will be not there on the earth. So reproduction only. Okay, so reproduction is must. Okay, this chapter name is reproduction. Okay, it results in producing variation in the organism in its chapter. We will learn how reproduction takes place in animals. Okay, so how reproduction takes place is animal. Okay, modes of reproduction. See, sexually reproducing animals generally fall into two categories. Okay, generally fall into two categories. They are, first one is your oviparous animals and viviparous animals. Okay, what are they? Oviparous animals and viviparous animals. These animals produce by laying eggs. These animals produce by laying eggs, from which of the young ones larva chicks hatch mosquito, silk moth, butterfly, frog, lizard, snake, hen, and other birds. Okay, so what is the meaning of this? Oviparous animals, they give eggs, and from they suppose this is an animal. Okay, suppose this is an animal, so it is giving eggs. Okay, it is giving eggs, and from that eggs young ones are coming. Okay, from that eggs young ones are coming. That type of animals which are giving eggs, and the eggs are hatching into babies. Okay, they are not giving the direct birth. Okay, so that type of animals are oviparous animals. Now, viviparous animals. These animals produce by giving birth to babies. They directly give birth to babies, human being, cat, dog, cow, horse, etc. Just as in plants, there are two methods by which animals reproduce. These are asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. These two reproduction we are going to study now. Okay. First, asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction we are going to study. Asexual reproduction. Then sexual reproduction. Asexual. So, asexual reproduction, this type of reproduction involves a single individual parent. Single individual parent. So, only one parent is needed in this type of reproduction. Asexual reproduction. Only single individual parent. Okay. Which produces new. See, when reproduction process is involved, two parents or one parents. Okay, so the process by one parent is called asexual reproduction, and in sexual reproduction, two parents. What are they? Two parents. Please remember that asexual reproduction, this type of reproduction involves a single individual parent. In sexual reproduction, two parents. How many parents? Two parents. Asexual reproduction, one parent. Sexual reproduction, two parents, which produces new offspring genetically similar to the parent. This reproduction goes not involve production and fission of sex cells. Okay, this is similar only. Okay, gametes produced by two sexes, male and female. Now we are going to study. Sexual reproduction are divided into male and female reproduction. So that is called asexual reproduction. It is simplest form of reproduction and occurs in animals such as amoeba, hydra, starfish, etc. Okay, who are following this type of asexual reproduction? Amoeba, hydra, starfish. Okay, amoeba is following, hydra is following. So you can see that. Now you can visible, right? Okay. So now we are going to study here this para. Okay, completed now. Okay, binary fission. When one mature unicellular organism such as amoeba, splits into two small daughter individuals, the process is called binary fission. This type of reproduction occurs when environmental conditions are most favorable. Okay, so this type of reproduction of form that environment is favorable. Environment is favorable. Okay. In amoeba, the nucleus first divided into two nuclei. Okay, and then the cytoplasm divides into two parts, each containing a daughter nucleus. A construction develops in the body which gradually deepens to form two daughter amoeba cells. Okay, so you can see the amoeba. Nucleus divided into two. This is nucleus. The body divides into two parts, each part receiving a nucleus, one nucleus. Okay, so what happened? This was one nucleus, one more nucleus added to this. Now what happened? This both divided, one nucleus, then one nucleus, then one nucleus. Two daughter amoeba are formed. Okay, now budding. What is budding? In this type of asexual reproduction, as in seen is multicellular organism. What is differences between unicellular and multicellular? Multicellular means multiple cell. Okay, so it is multiple cell, and unicellular is single cell, multicellular multiple cells. Okay, and in this type of sexual reproduction as is seen in multicellular animals such as hydra, a small outgrow appears on the body of the animal. Okay, so what is that? Outgrow appears on the body of the animal. This outgrow is called a bud. The bud grows in size due to addition of cells into it through migration of cells from two body layers, ectoderm and endoderm. Okay, the parental gastrointestinal cavity also extends to the growing bud apical region from the growing bud. Okay, you can see that this is the bud, then it is going and this on. So it is clear, right? Okay, becomes cone shaped hypostom or oral cone. Okay, so this all. Sexual reproduction. What is sexual reproduction? In sexual reproduction, two parents, I have already told, two parents are required to produce a new organism. Okay, to produce a new organism, to give a birth to new organism. Okay, most plants and animals, including human beings, reproduce sexually. Okay, animals such as silk moth, frog, and human being reproduce by a fission of male and female sex cells or gametes. The male gametes is called sperm, which is while the female okay, no, it's okay, it is visible. Okay, so male gamete is called sperm, while in female gamete. Okay, what is that? I'll put here. What is that? Gamete is called ovum. When the male and female gametes fuse, zygote is formed. Fertilization. The process of fusion of sperm and ovum is called okay, fertilization of the egg. Fertilization may be externally of male and female gametes outside the body of female. Example of such fertilization is on the one taking place in frog and fish. The female frog lays 100 of ova in the water. There are many fertilized by the sperms released by the male frog. Okay, male frog. Internal. This was the external fertilization. Internal. What is the meaning? Differences between external and internal. See, we are going to study this whole chapter. Okay, whole chapter we are going to study this. Okay, this and this. We are going to study the whole chapter. Okay. So what is that? Internal fertilization take place inside the body of the female. Such fertilization take place in insects, reptiles, birds and mammals such as dog, cows, goats, sheep, pigs and human beings. Internal fertilization. Now we are going to study sexual reproduction in human beings. In human beings, the reproductive system in males, boys and females, girls are divided different with different organs performing different functions. You can see the organs of reproductive system are divided into primary and accessory parts. Okay, primary and accessory parts. Primary parts include the gonads, which produce the sex cells or gametes, sperms and eggs. Male gonads produce sperms and female gonads, ovaries produce eggs. You can see this diagram. Okay, let's see. Sperm duct. What is this? Sperm duct. This is urinary bladder. Then prostate. This is prostate. Then prostate gland. That is penis. This is penis. Okay, these are testes. Okay, these two like balls, testes. Okay. The accessory reproductive parts include all those organs which help in the transfer and mating of the two kinds of sex cells, leading to fertilization and in the growth of development of egg up to the birth of the baby. Okay. So, those animals which produce only one type of gamete, either sperm or ova, are called unisexual. Egg, dogs, cat, fish, bird, reptiles, frogs, and human beings. One minute. Where I'm reading. Okay. Here. This paragraph. This. Okay. Those animals which produce only one type of gamete, either sperm or ova, unisexual. Okay. So those animals which have both the male and female sex organs in their body are bisexual or hermaphrodite, hydra, earthworm, etc. The male reproductive system. The reproductive system of human males consists of following organs. Okay, what are that organs? Let's see. First one is testes. These is a pair of testes which lie outside the body within scrotum. They produce millions of sperms. testosterone hormone, male sex hormone. See chapter 10. Okay. The unit structure of the testis is semiferous tubulus which produce sperms. Second, sperm duct vast differences. Sperm ducts are two in number. Each sperm duct connects each testis to the urethra. It carries sperms to the urethra along with secretion of reproductive glands such as prostate. The mixture of sperms and secretion is called semen. Urethra. Two semen ducts are open into urethra which pass through the penis. 4. Penis is the male organ capuchin. Okay, I didn't show you the diagram. Okay, I'll show it now. The diagram. Okay, this is the diagram. This. Okay, zoom and see. Okay. This one. This diagram is that. Okay. This is ureter. This is ureter. Testis, scrotum, penis, urethra, sperm duct, bladder. Okay. Okay. Now penis. Colpution and urination only in mammals. Penis is made of connective tissues and specialized blood cells that become engrossed with blood in sexual arousal and cause the penis to become stiff and this causes the penis to become stiff and erect. This facilitated the intromission of semen in the vagina of the female in sexual intercourse. Okay. Okay. Sperms. The sexual maturity in the human males is attained around the age. What? This is sperms, right? This is sperms. Okay. Acosom, middle piece, tail, and this is head. It came in the age of 14 to 15 years. Please highlight that the sexual maturity in human males is attained around the age of 14 and 15 years. Okay. It come in 14 and 15 years. Okay. These sperms. Spermacora are produced in millions of semiferous tubulus of the testes. Sperms are very small in size but quite active. Each sperm consists of head, a middle piece, and a tail. Head of sperm contains the male nucleus and acosom, which contains proteins for creating clear passage through the egg membranes for the entry of sperm in the ovum. Sperm swim in the 7 minutes of the help of a tail, the female reproductive system. Okay. Now we are going to study the female reproductive system. The female reproductive system of humans contains. Okay, we have learned that male reproductive system. So, okay. So what we have studied? Reproduction. What's today's date? 18, 10, 25. Day, Saturday. Okay. So we have studied this and this. The female reproductive system we will consider in next class. Okay. So I will show you the whole para. I'll show you the whole para. More one. Okay, it's looking right now. Okay, it's visible to see. So this is reproduction in animals. These all are the discussion we have seen, and the female reproductive system. The female reproductive system we are going to study in next class. Okay, so all things which are going to study in female reproductive systems, all see that diagram first. See that diagram, one diagram, right? That diagram. See that, this one. Yes, this only. This diagram we will consider. So this is the main sperms in females. Okay, so we are going to study the whole thing in next video, and in next video we shall complete this whole. Okay, shall complete all the goat and strips. Okay, and the book exercise also we have. Okay, so we have studied the reproduction in animals. What we have studied? Reproduction in animals. How many types? Two types. How many types? Two types. Asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction, only single and individual parent. Sexual reproduction, two parents. Okay, two parents. Okay, two parents are, and asexual, one parent. Okay, one individual parent. Okay. Okay. And what are what is oviparous animals? They give eggs and they hatch eggs from the babies has the eggs, and viviparous they give direct birth to the young ones. Okay, so this is all. Okay, so we have studied that sexual reproduction, asexual reproduction, all the diagram we have considered, right? Okay, any diagram left? No, na. These are all we are going to consider. Okay, in next class. Okay, so we have studied reproduction in animals and sexual reproduction, asexual reproduction, sexual reproduction in human beings, and sexual reproduction in male. Next we are going to study the female sexual reproduction. Okay, reproductive system. Thank you for this all. Okay, thank you, and in next video you will see female reproductive system. Thank you for this. Bye.